When performing a dumbbell alternating curl, there's a difference between that and a dumbbell curl. Alternating meaning one arm up, then the next. So a dumbbell curl would mean both arms up. And there's a little variables versus like the hand twisting versus the arm just being straight. So with the dumbbell alternating hammer curl is a totally different thing. It's basically what you want to look for. Some way to show you. It's when you do one arm at a time. So as you're coming up, I wait till I pass my leg and then I start twisting. Now some people do like this, but that's incorrect because you got to fully make the pinky come up to about the shoulder. And if you got problems, then just do the best you can. So it's down, up, with the pinkies parallel, not this. Some people do it like this. That, they feel like that is a dumbbell alternating curl. You'll see that at the gym, but you actually need to twist. Boom, down, boom. Now when you're doing this, the breathing, as you go up, you breathe out because that's the exertion, the hard part of the exercise. So breathe out, go down, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Okay, a couple things you want to look for. You want to make sure you keep your shoulder blades back. Hunch in the forwards, caves in the chest, and also round the back. So when you're doing this, if you hunch forward, your back can like bend over and hunch. But if you keep your shoulder blades back, you keep a straight back, and that prevents from you getting injured. So, and what about, how stable you are and stuff? Depending on your disability, because the higher the injury, the more unstable you're going to be. You may have to use something with a higher back and strap yourself in with a belt or something, or use something more stable to hold on to, which I'll give you some variables and some ideas at the end. So now, all you got to basically do is just make sure you stay in place, go up, down, up, down. The little thing you want to work on is also the wrist. When you're doing stuff like this, you got to make sure when you twist, don't let the wrist break down. Keep the wrist like contracted, kind of like extended like this. This is like a flexation, extension. Keep it flexed like so. So when you're coming up, you're like this. You're flexing it. So you're twisting the full range of motion, but you're not breaking it. So you're not looking like this when you're lifting it. It actually puts a lot of pressure on the wrist when you do that. And you can perform this from the wheelchair as well. You can either just be open and grab your wheel to support you, or you can place your chair against something sturdy and just hold on to it. It doesn't matter what. See how this is a rack, so I'm just holding on here. You can use a cable machine or a machine. It doesn't really matter as long as you get the job done. You just got to lock yourself in place. I don't have no brakes on my chair, so you can lock your brakes as well. But you just hold yourself in place. You just lean over your wheelchair or whatever unit or device you got and just pull it up. Just make sure the arm is still stationary, just like that. It's still, you're like, well, what about the alignment? You're not doing it the same way. The reality is your arm is still in the same position. It doesn't matter if it's right here, going up, or if you're leaning over more. It's still the same movement. See how the movement is the same? So the reality, it's just the same exercise and the same movement. It's just from a different aspect, just a different perspective or movement or angle that you're accustomed to. So you can do that as well as hammers and other situations. The same principle. Once you get done with one, switch to the other side. You may not be alternating, which you can by having two if you got the balance. But you basically lean over a little bit, curl it, down, pull it. You're gonna have to be a Jedi for not hitting your chair. My chair is wider than the average person. That also comes into factor as well. So just make it work for you. I mean, just give you some different variations and ideals, but in the end, it's just making it about work and making it work for you. Don't compare yourself, and don't criticize yourself to others. Just make it happen. No excuses.